welcome to Luxury Real Estate Mastery. And as always, we are going to start with our power pose. So everybody get up, stand up if you're not driving, unless you have some other lame excuse. Stand up and do your power pose. Why do we do the power pose? Well, because we increase our testosterone, because we decrease our stress, and because our risk tolerance goes way, way, way up. And as we've discussed before, it's easy to make phone calls, but it's easier to not make phone calls. So I just want to honor you guys so much for taking some risks today, and that's why we start with our power pose so we can increase our risk tolerance. And why are we in real estate? Well, the reason that we're in real estate is to serve our fellow men and women and all of our friends, because the number one predictor of success long term is the zip code that you are born in. So some of you are wondering why your careers aren't going as quickly as you want them to. Well, perhaps you need to look at the zip code that you're living in. As I've said before, me living in the Dominion never cost me any money. I was made a lot more than my mortgage payments were. And every year that you grow up in a better area with better opportunities, the better you are very likely to do in the entire rest of your life. So real estate agents are incredibly important because we are the number one, what we do for people is help them predict their long-term success. Okay, I want to remind you of the October challenge, 100 real estate conversations by Thanksgiving, putting them, of course, into your KV course system so that they are on auto drip. We talked about that in the very first session. So if you weren't here session one, or if you want to recap, all of that, of course, is in school. And you can also find it, of course, on my YouTube channel. And just to make it super, super easy for you guys, the all sessions are emailed to you guys as well. So you've got that in your inbox. 100 conversations by Thanksgiving. You do that, you get them in KV Core, you get them on drip campaigns, and you get 100 of my dollars. This, of course, is beautiful Florida. And as you guys probably have heard, we're going through some challenges here in the great state of Florida. And it prompted me during our pre-meeting to have the conversation with our team about how um, I've had a lot of people that have canceled appointments this week. And I'm kind of confused by that because first and foremost, there's just not a lot to do. I mean, once your house is boarded up or once you've, gotten in your car and gone to wherever you're going, kind of the rest of the world shuts down. So I think this is one of the best times in the world to have real estate conversations with people. And as we're about to move into the holiday season, people really do use that as an excuse not to work. I always found it fascinating when I had my Century 21 franchise. People would go home on Halloween and they would tell their significant other, well, nothing happens in real estate during the, November and December. So I'm going to clean out the garage and get a head start on my taxes, right? Well, historically, my second best month of the year, almost every year that I was in real estate, was actually the month of December. And it's not because there were more home sales in the month of December. It's because I answered my phone in the month of December, and a lot of my colleagues didn't. And for those of you that are involved in agent attraction, Halloween starts recruiting season. It is easier to recruit people in November and December than it is any other 2 months of the year. So keep in mind that while other people, what's the quote by Warren Buffett? Be brave when others are fearful and be fearful whenever everybody else is brave. So I want to encourage you guys to go into these next 2.5, 3 months full of enthusiasm, joy, and do your power pose so that your risk tolerance will increase and you'll be a happier person.
I just want to point out what Traci brought to you today is just that reminder that right now is a super duper important time. It is a critical time for your business to really take a huge leap. And it's not just what's coming in the holidays. Traci, I also had many of my best my best month of the year many years in a row was December and sometimes January. And it wasn't always just because I did exactly what Traci did too. It's answer the phone and do the work when most people weren't working. It was also because come September, October, November, that was when I personally turned on the jets even harder towards prospecting and getting in front of people for appointments, because real estate operates on typically like a 30, 60, even 90-day lag. So, what you do right now and for the next 45 days will determine what happens for your business in December, January, and February. So, if you want to start that year hot, if you want to make 2025 your best year ever, really don't miss a Wednesday. Don't miss building these prospecting habits that you absolutely need to get.